Hey guys, now ColourFX has come out with a brand new highlighter palette for the holiday season, guys. Not to be confused with their custom enhancer drop set. Those are liquid highlighters. Now this highlighter palette are all powder highlighters. This is a 6-pan highlighter palette. You get like quite a number of options actually. This is the box that it came in. It has this rose gold box, beautiful color, and it says perfect highlighting palette. Again, not to be confused with ColourFX's highlighter palette that they released for spring summer of this year. That actually has a very similar name. That is called the Perfect Light Highlighter Palette. And this is called Perfect Highlighting Palette. So don't be confused and don't buy the older palette. The older palette is a 4-pan palette, 2 creams and 2 powders. This is a 6-pan palette. The new palette for the holiday season is a 6-pan palette and all powder highlighters. So it's called Perfect Highlighting Palette, and this is exclusive to Ulta. I think retailer wise it's exclusive to Ulta, but you can find it on ColourFX's website. When I was reading about the product and just browsing, I saw Harvey Nichols' website coming up. So maybe you can find this product also on their website. But Harvey Nichols is not in the US, right? So I think in the US, this is an Ulta exclusive. And also on the product page of Ulta's website, it says only at Ulta. So I bought mine at Ulta, by the way. And this retails for $39, guys. Let me quickly double check. I'm positive it is $39, but I just don't want to. Yeah, it's $39, and as I said, you get 6 pans, 6 different shades, and each pan, I was about to say shade and then I changed pan. So in each pan you get 3 grams of product, which is actually not a lot. I would consider that like a mini size highlighter. So yeah, but I think it's sufficient, definitely, and especially for being in a palette, I think that's a good amount. So 3 grams and 6 times 3 grams. So yeah. And what else? It says at the back of the box, it contains 6 ultra silky highlighter powders that glide on seamlessly for a lit from within glow. They say you can wear the powders individually or layer it to create a perfect highlight, just the perfect shade that you want. And it says this is clinically tested, paraben, fragrance, gluten, mineral oil, and talc free. And this set is also vegan. So I think this will definitely cater a wide audience, right? Both cruelty free and non-cruelty free, and also vegan. So yeah, that's all the information I got from the palette. And oh yeah, this is made in the USA. And you do have like the list of ingredients here. And there are some like familiar shades like Blossom, Celestial, and Rose Gold. These 3 shades are also already existing in their custom enhancer drop set as liquid highlighters. So they have those 3 shades in powder form in this palette. And then there's also Gilded, Golden, Peach, and Prism, which I think they are new shades. I don't recall ever hearing those other 3 names, but Blossom, Celestial, and Rose Gold, I'm positive those 3 shades are also existing in as liquid highlighter format, custom enhancer drops. So anyways, this is a product it's very reflective and very rose gold. I just got reminded of hourglass packaging, right? They do this reflective kind of a beautiful packaging. The packaging really beautiful and also reflective, so that's, I don't want to blind you guys. And at the back it just says ColourFX on the top and on the front, and at the back you have the shade names: Blossom, Prism, Rose Gold, Golden Peach, Celestial, and Gilded. And so yeah, that's it, you guys. Let's take a look at the actual product. It does come with a mirror. Mirror is exactly the size of, exactly the size of the palette. You do get like a large mirror, but I'm sorry to say that the mirror is not securely placed here, because when I push this side of the mirror inside, I'm just showing you the inside, the other side like tilts up. When I push this side of the mirror down, the other side tilts up, and then when I push the other side down, the other side like moves up. So it's not securely placed. So I don't know about that. It's actually kind of moving around like up and down like a seesaw. So anyways, and it doesn't like go all the way. It like stands, like it gets stuck here. Not stuck, that's how it is designed. Anyways, this is the beautiful palette, you guys. Let's get into the swatches and everything, guys, and then I'll tell you guys which ones are good, which if this palette is dark skin friendly and everything. So yeah, the first shade I'm swatching is called wait, what is it called? Blossom. Blossom is that beautiful mid-tone pink. This is Blossom. Blossom is that mid-tone pink shade, and as always I will be showing you guys brush swatches. It's just to show how it looks. I don't know if it's really useful or not. So that is Blossom, guys. As you can see, it is definitely a medium highlighter. It's not subtle, but definitely it's not crazy intense by any means. So that is Blossom. And next is, this is that shade, which is a holographic shade. It looks white, but it is a straight up blue highlighter. This is the shade I have in the inner corners of my eyeshadow look. So that is pretty reflective, right? So let's swatch that. Prism, it's called. I think there is a blue kind of opalescent liquid highlighter in from ColourFX, Custom Enhancer Drops. I don't think it's called Prism. I think it's called Halo or something. So that is the blue. You can see the blue, right? This is actually a quite reflective shade, guys. This is pretty reflective. Now, before we move on, this shade Blossom is not very icy because as you can see, it's definitely a slightly darker pink. It's not that icy, frosty pink. But when you apply a lot on dark skin, it kind of leaves behind this baby pink cast. It's not a deeper shade enough to appear like a blushed look. It doesn't give me a blushed look, but it gives that baby pink look. And I don't know, I'm not so sure about the shade in terms of powder highlighter. But it doesn't give you a white cast, I assure you that, but it gives this baby pink. Do you see that very light baby pink on my skin tone? So if you layer it a lot, it does give that baby pink, cast. I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it, but that's how it looks. It doesn't look white, but there is this baby pink. But personally, I would love to have that blushed look with respect to coral tones and like more of a mid-tone pink, but this looks very baby pink on my skin tone. So yeah, I hope I didn't confuse you guys. And this is Rose Gold, which is a beautiful rose gold shade. In fact, it looks more gold on my skin tone than rose. Yeah, it's a really beautiful shade. That is Rose Gold. Yeah. Do you see that? It's gold. It's more of a gold shade than rose gold. And that is pretty intense actually. It was just one layer. That is Rose Gold. It actually builds up, all of the shades build up really, really well, guys. And then let's move on to the bottom row, which is, this is called Peach Gold. Peach Gold. This is called Peach Gold, which actually looks very peachy. But yeah, it looks quite peachy, right? This is more gold and this is more peachy, and this is more pink. First one is more pink, and you can definitely tell actually in person that it's quite peachy. Let's swatch that. That is Peach Gold. Peach Gold or Peachy Gold, I'm not sure. Again, this is also a medium toned highlighter. Then next is Celestial. Celestial, even in the Custom Enhancer Drops, I think that is the lightest shade. It's just a silvery pearl shade, and so even in powder form it is the lightest shade on my skin tone. Let me just get rid of that. And actually this shade leaves a definite white cast on my skin, guys. It's like very, very, very light. It doesn't look very light in the pan, because so I was actually quite surprised. I did not expect it to leave a white cast because it doesn't look that light in the pan, right? But it definitely leaves a white cast. So that is Celestial. As you can see, it's definitely white. And then finally, we have, this is actually my favorite shade in the palette, guys. This is the darkest shade. It's actually pretty dark. Don't underestimate this shade. This is a quite dark and really beautiful shade. It's pretty dark. It's a very deep bronzy gold shade. Let's swatch that. So that is Gilded. It's a bronzy gold shade. It's really, really pretty. So anyways, those are the 6 shades that you get in the palette. And if you see, all of them are quite different, guys. This is like a baby pink, this is a straight up blue, and this is that rose gold, which is actually looks more gold than rose on my skin tone. Then this is the peach shade, and this is the Celestial shade, which is straight up white. Then this is the bronze. Now I have to say, this definitely leaves a white cast, guys. It's very quite light on my skin tone. In fact, even one layer of it leaves a white cast on my skin tone. This is the consistency of the white to blue shift. I think it's called Prism. It's actually quite thin. The consistency is very thin, but it's super reflective. It's so reflective that you just need just one layer. So with one layer, it's actually quite since the consistency of the powder itself is so thin, it does not leave a white cast. But if you like layer it, you will get a white cast, because as you can see, it's a white powder, right? So if you layer it like 2 to 3 layers, you will get a white cast. So those two, if you lay this one with just one layer left a white cast on my skin, Celestial, and the Prism highlighter, which is like blue to white shift powder, that also left me a white cast. If I layer it with one layer, it does not, and one layer is more than sufficient, to be honest, because it is so reflective. It's very, very potent. Now the other shade which I had slightly not to my taste, not a problem, but not to my taste, is the shade Blossom, which I swatched first. This pink, just a pink shade. Now this, to be honest, left a baby pink cast. It was not a white cast, but the shade that it gave is like a baby pink. You know how coral to gold shift highlighter shades, or pink to gold shift highlighter shades leave that blushed look? That's because they leave that coral cast, or this very mid-tone pink kind of a cast that it leaves behind, because it's a duochrome. Those kind of casts, coral and those mid-tone pink casts, I like, because it looks like I have blush on my cheeks. That's those shades are quite darker, so it gives me a blushed look. But this baby pink, it doesn't give me a blush look, because I do not wear baby pink kind of blushes, so it kind of looks odd. So personally for me, I had like three shades which gave me a slight, not personally to my taste, out of the 6. Now the saving grace for me is this bronze shade, guys. This bronze shade is so deep that you mix in with any of the shades and just gets rid of the white cast. Now today I just applied one layer of the bronze shade underneath, and then on top I went in with 2 layers of Prism, this highlighter. Does it even look that I have Prism on my cheeks, guys? It's so reflective, but the bronze shade is such a lifesaver for me, and that's why I like this palette, guys. It truly is a palette where it caters to a variety of skin tones, And honestly, even although three shades is not to my personal liking, this Prism, well, Prism is good, but it's like if you layer it again, since it is like a base is white, it does leave a white cast on dark skin. So although I have three shades in the palette which is not to my personal taste, the Blossom, the Prism and the Celestial, when you mix in with the bronze shade, which is I think called Gilded, is so dark that when you mix it with any of these shades, it just gets rid of the white cast just right away. It doesn't even look like you have such a pale highlighter. In fact, it like mixes in really really well with the lighter shades, and it gives you a beautiful like I mixed in the Celestial and the bronze, and I was so shocked by how beautiful it just transformed the color. It just gave me a stunning rose gold color. It's so beautiful. That's why I really like this palette. I understand that I don't like three shades, just one is like personal preference. Blossom is just a matter of preference. I don't like it. But these two shades, this one with just one layer, it gives me a white cast Celestial. This shade Prism, if you layer it, it will. But when you just bring in bronze, it just totally changes the game. It just completely takes away the white cast with respect to all the light shades, and it just I think this is a really good palette. Although three shades is not to my liking, I can work with it because I have such a dark color in the palette, which would just I think remove the white cast when I mix in with all the lighter shades. So I am in love with the bronze shade, and I'm so happy that Cover FX really thought of all different skin tones when they came up with this palette. It truly caters to all different skin tones. It's not like a palette where if you have dark skin, you'd only be able to use this bronze, then this gold, and this peachy gold. It's not like that. You can truly mix all the shades. So a person with all skin tones can actually mix in any of these shades and just come up with a flattering look. Now, so if you have like really light skin tone, you can probably mix these two to come up with even like a pink blue shift, the Blossom and the Prism, and you can also mix the Blossom and the Celestial to come up with even more paler, more icier pink. And then you can mix in a lot of Celestial and just a slight dip of bronze to come up with that bronze like sun-kissed look. And you can also mix it with the rose gold and create a pale, very icy pale rose gold. You can just do so many things, guys, just because, just as they say in the back of the box, these are truly versatile powders. They really mix in well with each other and blend beautifully. I really like this palette, guys. I totally recommend it. Although it like doesn't 100% cater to dark skin. What I mean by that is it's not like every single shade is like caters only to dark skin. It's not like that. It like caters to all different skin tone, but the formula of the highlighter powders are so amazing that they blend beautifully with one another. And I think dark skin toned people can use all of these highlighters if you mix the shades like well. So yeah, but I don't recommend, if you have dark skin, I don't recommend you mixing the lighter shades, which is this and this, with the light shades, which is the peach gold and the rose gold, because these are light shades to begin with. So if you want to get rid of the white cast, I recommend you mixing it with the darkest shade, because that, I think the darkest shade will be the most effective to get rid of the white cast. But then again, don't take my word for it. Just play with this palette and see which colors, which combination works, because I would never mix a bronze and this blue highlighter, but I just did. I just got curious and I just did, and it just gives a beautiful, it has definitely a slight icy look, a tiny bit of a blue tinge to it, but it's not overdone. So this is a really nice palette, and formula wise, this is a powder formula and no chunky glitter in any of the products. They are really finely milled, and they're not crazy reflective, but they definitely, as you can see, they beautifully catch the light and they are glowy, but it's not ridiculous like metallic highlighter, which I like, to be honest. I'm not criticizing that category of highlighters. I really like them, but this does not fall under that category. This is definitely a medium metallic highlighter. I think if you use these highlighters wet, with a wet application, you can definitely intensify it, and also if you layer it also, it just intensifies. These highlighter powders do not accentuate any fine lines, textures. They go on smoothly. There are some powder highlighter formulas where you apply a lot, say more than 3 layers. It would give the appearance of a very dry skin. It'll make your cheeks look very dry, and it'll start emphasizing fine lines, and your cheeks actually would start looking slightly wrinkled. These do not do that. No matter how many layers you apply, they just look beautiful on the skin. And to be honest, powder highlighters usually just sit on top of the skin and don't like blend in properly, but these highlighter powders just melt into your skin, and they doesn't look like I have extra product at all. It just blends into the skin and looks beautiful, guys. Formula wise, I really like it. Color selection, A plus, thumbs up. Because if you really want a palette that 100% caters to dark skin, it would probably be bronze, golds, just over and over again. It's going to be the same colors over and over again. Maybe it could be like peachy gold or like rose gold, but it's always going to be, and there's always going to be an element of gold or bronze or copper in it. So I like this better because you will be able to mix and match colors that you probably may not find in like highlighter shades that are specifically meant only for dark skin. You would never be able to mix, or not never be able to mix. You would never find like full size individual highlighters where they mixed like a bronze and like a blue highlighter together, right? You never see that. But even though you mix it together, when you have this palette, it like creates a beautiful look. So I know I've been talking so much about this palette because I really like it, guys. I highly recommend it. 6 shades for $39 is a really good price. There are so many highlighter palettes which are close to $60 or $70, which are like you get only like 3 to 4 shades. Don't get me wrong, those highlighters are also good, but you get 6 shades. That's a really good variety, and there are a really good color selection as well. So I highly recommend this. Hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.